Hello, Obscurity of DC Club. This is the final Blue Beetle listen-along that we will ever host. We'll be hearing the last two episodes of the radio show, and then we'll be done. So, I want to say thank you for showing up, most of the time. And I had a really fun time. And I won't keep you guys any longer. I hope you enjoy the first episode. And since this is before I even started putting any of the things in, I don't even know what the first episode is right now. But I will see you guys there, and I hope you guys like it. Yeah.
The Blue Beetle. Sweeping down upon the underworld of mass gangland comes the mysterious, all-powerful character who is a problem to the police, but a crusader for law. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone, but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle. As the Blue Beetle, he hides behind a strange mask and a suit of impenetrable blue chain armor, flexible as silk, but stronger than steel. Today's transcribed episode of the Fox feature, The Blue Beetle, is entitled The Asylum of Dr. Drear. Who is Dr. Drear, and what sort of an asylum does he run? Is he a friend of the unfortunate, or is he a schemer against law and order? As our story opens today, Patrolman Dan Garrett, who is really the Blue Beetle, is entering the little apothecary shop of his friend and confidant, Dr. Franz the chemist. Hello, Doc. Cash customer.
Oh, hello, Danny.
What's new?
There's a young lady waiting for you.
A young lady? Where?
Back in the laboratory.
What does she want, and who is she?
Diana Tilton.
Banker Tilton's foster daughter?
Yes.
What's she doing here?
I don't know, Danny. Hadn't you better go back and talk with her? She seems very much disturbed about something.
All right, I'll talk with her. Good evening, Miss Tilton.
Oh, good evening. You're Patrolman Dan Garrett, aren't you?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, I'm so glad you've come. I've been waiting some time.
What is it you wish to see me about?
Well, my father, rather my foster father, has disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes.
You're sure he hasn't gone on town
Oh,
on
I'm
business?
positive. Here's a note he left for me.
I'm going away for a long rest. Don't worry. Linus will take care of everything. Love, Dad. Oh, this doesn't look as if your father had been kidnapped or met foul play. It's his handwriting, isn't it?
Yes, I think so, but I'm not certain.
Are there any suspicious circumstances mixed up with the disappearance?
Yes, there are.
What are they?
Well, for one thing, Dad's nephew, Linus Weatherby.
Linus Weatherby.
Yes, do you know him?
Only by reputation.
Quite a playboy.
Yes, so I've heard.
Well, he's Dad's nephew and an officer of Dad's bank. Recently, things haven't been going any too well at the bank, and Dad's been worried. Financially, I mean.
I see. Go on.
Linus insists that Dad is acting strangely, and a month or so ago he called in a psychiatrist, Dr. Drear, to examine Dad.
What was his opinion?
That Dad needed a rest.
Well, your father's note seems to indicate he has taken Dr. Drear's advice.
Yes, but here's a strange thing. Dad can't read or write without his glasses. He wears them constantly. He'd be lost without them. Today, I found them in his desk drawer.
When did you last see him?
2 nights ago.
Well, I wouldn't worry. He'll probably send for his glasses in a day or so, and you'll learn his whereabouts.
But there's one thing more.
What is that?
Since Father's disappearance, Linus has become more insistent that I marry him. He acts like someone who has the whip hand of the situation. Oh, he's becoming unbearable.
Well, why don't you go to the commissioner? He'd probably turn the city upside down to locate your father.
But that's just the point. I don't want to do that. If he is all right, he'd resent such interference. Then if he isn't, Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm so worried and puzzled.
There, don't cry. I'll do what I can to help you find your dad. You run along home, and I'll phone you in the morning.
Oh, thank you so much. There, that's to show you how much I appreciate your help. Goodbye.
Gosh, I'm glad Mannigan didn't see her kiss me. I'd never hear the last of it.
And where is it we're headed for this morning, Danny?
The booby hatch.
The booby hatch, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you reserve a single or a double room?
A single. That'll be big enough for you.
Is that so? And under what name did you register me?
Sherlock Holmes.
And I suppose you're Dr. Watson.
No, Daniel Boone. We're calling upon a Dr. Drear, who, according to Charlie Storm of the News, runs a private sanitarium for the mentally upset out of Tanglewild.
Oh, you mean he runs an insane asylum?
That's right.
And why are we visiting Dr. Drear?
We'd like to discover if he has a patient there with the name of Tilson.
The banker?
The same.
Oh. Say, does the commissioner know about this?
No, this is a private mission.
Okay, Danny, I'm with you. Let's go.
Good morning, officers. Something wrong? One of my attendants said you wished to speak with me. Dr. Drear. That's right. We're not here officially, Dr. Drear. Miss Tilson, who happens to be a friend of mine, asked me to drive out here and ask if her father was here.
Yes, he's here. Would you like to see him?
Yes, if we might.
Very well. If you'll just come with me, I'll let you talk with him. But not very long. He's very nervous and tired, on the verge of a breakdown. You realize, I'm sure, what times like these can mean to a man in his position.
Quite.
Well, here we are. Two gentlemen to see you, Mr. Tilson.
Come in. Come in. Excuse my not rising. Very tired, you know. Nerve shot.
Well, that's perfectly all right. We just called at the request of your foster daughter. She was worried about you and thought you might be out here.
Oh, dear Diana. Tell her not to worry. I'll be all right in time, I hope. Tell her Linus will take care of everything. He's a good boy. He'll take care of it.
I'll tell her, Mr. Tilson. Just one thing more. Did you write her this note?
Let's see. My glasses are foggy. I see better without them. Yes, I wrote this note. Why?
Oh, she just wondered, that's all. Well, we won't disturb you any longer. I hope you recover your health and strength very quickly, Mr. Tilson. Goodbye.
And goodbye, and thanks for coming. Tell Diana not to visit me until I'm... Oh, my head, oh,
You'd
my
better leave
head,
quickly, gentlemen. He's a very sick man.
So it appears. Goodbye and thanks. Come on, Mike.
Well, what do you think, Danny?
I think it's strange that a man who's supposed to be unable to read or write without his glasses takes them off to read that note. Step on it, Mike. I've got a hunch and I want to play it quickly. This is some layout. Dr. Drear certainly does himself proud. There must be some money in psychiatry.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
You're Sir Lancelot, aren't you?
I'm the Blue Beetle.
Oh, no, you're not. You're Sir Lancelot. I'm King Arthur. I know.
I see. Well, let's pretend I'm Sir Lancelot's brother.
His twin brother.
Yes.
We got twins in here.
Have you?
Yes.
What's their name?
Tilson. Yes.
Are you sure?
By the Holy Grail, I swear. I've seen them.
Show me, will you?
On one condition, Sir Lancelot.
What's that?
Promise me you'll get me a new round table. They took mine away.
Okay, I promise.
Follow me, but don't make a sound. There's black knights on guard, and Merlin the magician is always snooping around.
Who's Merlin?
The wicked magician who runs this place.
calls himself Dr. Drear, but he can't fool me. Here, this way. Follow me.
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain time to walk the night, and by the day confined to fast and fast. They do look once more upon my beloved friend, and I shall die.
Dickory, dark. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, the mouse ran down.
See, here's one twin. He's the crazy one. They keep him locked up.
Thanks very much, King Arthur.
You're welcome, Sir Lancelot. I'm going now, before the Black Knights come. Don't forget about my round table.
What's going on outside my door?
Is that you, Mr. Tilson? The real Mr. Tilson?
Of course it's me. Who are you?
The Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle. I thought they'd get you someday. Always doing crazy stunts.
I'm here to save you.
Who sent you?
Never mind that now. Tell me who put you in here.
Oh, that low-down nephew of mine. He and Dr. Drear. They must have drugged me.
Just a minute now till I try one of my master
To
keys.
horse, Sir Lancelot, to horse. The Black Knights are coming. To horse, to horse.
There he is. Come on, Joe. Here, come the stairway.
Yes, it's the Blue Beetle. Come on, you mobs, and get nipped.
Stuck him with the rubber hose, Joe.
You'll have to get under my guard first. Let's get that gun out of you, Joe.
Hey, what's the next to that room there, Joe?
Sorry, but I'm going the other way. Here. What's going on here?
The Blue Beetle. He was talking to Tilton.
Shut up. Put on your gas mask and stand aside till I give him a shot of this tear gas.
They've killed Sir
Grab the
Lancelot.
Blue Beetle, boys.
Sir Lancelot's dead.
Put him in the straight jacket.
Long
In the morning, we'll give the Blue Beetle a permanent room without windows.
What will happen to the Blue Beetle in the sanitarium of Dr. Drear? Will he be able to free himself from the straitjacket and save Banker Tilson? These questions will be answered in the next transcribed episode of The Blue Beetle. A copyrighted Fox feature appearing in Mystery Men Comics magazine and the Blue Beetle magazine. The Blue Beetle is on the air twice a week on this same station. Consult the broadcast schedule in your local newspapers. And don't forget to listen in to the Blue Beetle. Beetle. Sweeping down upon the underworld to smash gangland comes the mysterious, all-powerful character who is a problem to the police, but a crusader for law. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman. loved by everyone, but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle. As the Blue Beetle, he hides behind a strange mask and a suit of impenetrable blue chain armor, flexible as silk, but stronger than steel.
Today's episode of the transcribed Fox feature, The Blue Beetle, is the second part of a story entitled The Asylum of Dr. Drear. In the previous episode, Diana Tilson asked Patrolman Dan Garrett to locate her missing foster father, Banker Tilson. He has disappeared, leaving a note addressed to her saying he was going away for a rest. She is suspicious, however, of the actions of Tilson's nephew, Linus Weatherby, and a Dr. Drear, a psychiatrist, whom Weatherby brought in to examine the banker. Armed with a description of the banker, Dan Garrett and Mike Manigan visit the private sanitarium of Dr. Drear. They are permitted to interview a man who fits the description of Banker Tilson. He claims he is on the verge of a nervous breakdown and wishes to remain for a long rest. But a suspicious circumstance makes Dan Garrett decide to return later as the Blue Beetle. He finds the real Tilson and is about to release him from a cell when he is discovered by the guards and Dr. Drear and overcome by tear gas. As the episode ended, he was strapped in a straitjacket and locked up among the more violent inmates. As today's story opens, Diana Tilson's telephone is ringing.
Hello?
Is that Miss Tilson?
Yes?
Have you seen Dan Garrett?
Who is this?
This is Officer Manigan, Danny's pal.
Oh, no, I haven't seen him.
Yes, that's strange. I ain't either. Not since we got back from Dr. Drear's insane asylum.
Oh, tell me, did you find my father?
Yes, we did.
Did you show him my note?
Yes, he read it himself.
Oh, did he have his glasses?
Yes, but he...
Hello? Hello? Oh, hello.
What you want?
Oh, hello, Linus. Yes, I was talking to someone about father.
And what did they tell you?
Well, they've seen him out at Dr. Drear's sanitarium.
Oh. Diana, why don't you marry me and let me take care of you? Someday I'll inherit Uncle's money and you'll be rich.
No, Linus. No use. I'll never marry you.
You may change your mind. You're upset now. I think I'll have Dr. Drear talk with you. Perhaps a little rest at his sanitarium would get your thoughts in the right channel.
Pardon me, sir. Dr. Drear calling to see you.
Thank you, Wedgwood. Show him into the library. I'll be right down.
Very good, sir.
Before I go, I want to warn you, young lady. If you want to save your father's life, you'd better do as I say. Good night, my dear. You say, Drear, the Blue Beetle was also out there?
Yes. We caught him talking to your uncle, the real Banker Tilson.
That's bad.
No, we'll take care of the Blue Beetle. Don't worry about him.
What about Olson, the actor who's impersonating Tilson?
I'll take care of him also. And by the way, he'd like to have some more money on account. And so would I.
He'll get it, and you'll get it when I get it.
What about the meeting with the mayor's committee tomorrow?
That's all arranged. You have Olson there, made up as my uncle. You'll verify what I tell the committee.
Very well. But I must be getting back to my sanitarium. It's quite late and...
Stay here tonight. Everything's in order out there, isn't it?
I believe so.
Fine. Then we'll go out and burn up the town. After tomorrow, our worries will be over.
What is it now?
It's the Blue Beetle. I'm going to get you out of here.
Good. I'll pay you well if you make it.
The Blue Beetle doesn't work for money.
You belong here, Blue Beetle. You're really crazy. Where are the guards?
In the other wing, drunk apparently. Come on, Mr. Tilson. Follow me.
How did you get out of that cell in straitjacket?
Master keys and a special 2X formula that gives me super strength and vitality. I've locked the guards in their quarters. What a headache they're going to have in the morning. That may be for Dr. Drear.
Well, what are you going to do?
Wait here until we see if Dr. Drear's in his office. wonder where Drear is.
He's probably in town with that no-good nephew of mine, painting the town red.
I'm going to take a chance and answer that telephone. Now, I'll disguise my voice. Hello? Yeah? Who? Oh, is that Dr. Drear? Yeah, this is Gus. Yeah, Gus. Sure, everything's under control. Yeah, you're staying in town tonight. Okay. Who? Oh, the guy impersonating Tilson. Sure, I'll leave a message for him. I'll tell him to come to town in the morning. The Blue Beetle? Say, Doc, the Blue Beetle and Tilson are just where they ought to be. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye.
Why, you'd make a good actor, Blue Beetle.
Oh, thanks. Come on, let's get out of here. My car's hidden alongside the road about a mile from here. Think you can make it, Mr. Tilson?
I never felt better in my life. Come on. When I get back to town, we'll put those scoundrels where they belong.
Oh, here comes Weatherby now.
Oh, where's Tilson?
I don't know. He should be here. Gentlemen, has the mayor arrived? Ronnie couldn't make it. Press of official duties. Oh, I'm sorry. Will you be seated, please? Yes.
Thank you.
Where's your uncle, Mr. Weatherby? I'll have to ask your indulgence, gentlemen. Uncle Amos is a very sick man. He'll be here in just a moment with his physician, Dr. Drear.
Well, that's too bad.
Why, I didn't know he was ill. In the meantime, we'll get down to business. You gentlemen are a committee appointed by the mayor, I believe, to represent the city in receiving a gift of $1 million from my uncle, to be matched by another $1 million appropriated by the city to build a children's hospital.
Yes, that's right.
Well, gentlemen, it is my sad duty to have to inform you that my uncle is withdrawing his offer.
What's that? Did we hear you right, young man?
You did, gentlemen. My uncle feels that he has too many obligations and too many duties right now. He is on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Therefore, he is turning his affairs over to me to manage.
Well, what about your authorizing this gift?
Oh, gentlemen, I agree with Uncle Amos. I do not feel that his financial condition will allow such a gift to be made at present.
But the city has already appropriated its share. The land has been condemned, and the work of demolishing old tenements has been started.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but the decision is final.
I demand to see Amos Tilson. Until I hear it from his own lips, I will not believe that he...
Just a moment, gentlemen. Here's Uncle Amos now. He will speak for himself. We'll chair over here, please.
Gentlemen, what my nephew has just told you is true. I'm turning my affairs over to a younger man to handle. I want to rest and enjoy life. As soon as my nephew converts my real estate holdings and other possessions into cash, we are going away for a long trip. Heaven speed the day. I am very tired.
Dr. Drear, I'm afraid
He's just fainted. If you'll have the maid get some water, I'll give him a hypodermic. He's just fainted. If you'll have the maid get some water, I'll give him a hypodermic.
Gentlemen, I know you'll excuse me, but I must be with my
It's a
uncle.
very pretty scene, but it won't...
who's that?
It looks like... It is Amos Tilson, the real Amos
This
Tilson.
man is an imposter. I'll call the police.
Imposter, my eye, you young chicanette. You and that crooked Dr. Drear thought you could get rid of me and take over my fortune, but your plans didn't work out.
Look there! The other Tilson, he's running for the door.
And Dr. Drear with him.
Stop it! Look there in the doorway.
Who is it? The Blue Beetle. And I've come to nip 3 crooks. Stand where you are. Drear, Weatherby, and Olson. Officer Manigan and his assistants will escort you to headquarters. They're on their way here now.
Good work, Blue Beetle. But where's my daughter?
Here I am, Uncle Amos. The Blue Beetle just released me from my room. Her Linus locked me in.
Well, he'll soon be locked in where even the Blue Beetle can't free him. Gentlemen, tell the mayor my gift to the city still stands.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tilson.
Don't thank me. Thank the Blue Beetle. If it hadn't been for him, there'd be no children's hospital for York City.
Well, Penny, and how did you like your visit to the booby hatch, as Manigan calls it?
Oh, that's a terrible place.
Well, what will happen to it now that Dr. Drear is in prison?
Amos Tilson's going to take it over and make a real sanitarium out of it. Put a real psychiatrist at the head of it.
It's all modern conveniences and more humane personnel.
Ah, that's splendid. What about Weatherby?
He's to be disinherited. Tilson's money will go to his foster daughter, Diana.
Well, the Blue Beetle certainly straightened that situation out.
But there's one thing he forgot.
Forgot?
Yes, a promise he made to King Arthur.
King Arthur? Why, who's King Arthur?
One of the unfortunates at the sanitarium.
Where are you going, Danny?
I'm going to buy King Arthur the new round table I promised him.
And so a little private work of Patrolman Dan Garrett as the Blue Beetle brought happiness to many people as well as justice to a group of dishonest men. The moral of this story is always find time to help the unfortunate. And whenever you make a promise, keep it. What further adventures await the Blue Beetle in his crusade against crime? This question will be answered in the next transcribed episode of the Blue Beetle. Copyrighted Fox feature appearing in Mystery Men Comics magazine and the Blue Beetle magazine. The Blue Beetle is on the air twice a week on this same station. Consult the broadcast schedule in your local newspaper. And don't forget to listen in to the Blue Beetle.
Alright, that's all for the second to last episode of the Blue Beetle radio show. We'll start the next one in what I'd like to say is 5 minutes, but it'll most likely be around 7.5. Yeah. I'll see you guys there. For this break, do whatever you want, but keep in mind, Blue Beetle will find you if it's something illegal. So, yeah. Alright. Bye, guys. Alright, everyone. This marks the end of our 7.5-minute break. We are about to watch the finale of the Blue Beetle radio show, which is absolutely insane to me. I hope you guys enjoy it. I literally just looked at the name of it, but I can't remember the name of the episode, so we're going to pretend that I didn't just look at the name of it, and we're just going to say, have fun with the finale. Alright. Bye. Kind of. I'm still in the chat, but yeah. No, yeah.
The Blue Beetle. Sweeping down upon the underworld to smash gangland comes the mysterious, all-powerful character who is a problem to the police, but a crusader for law. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone, but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle. As the Blue Beetle, he hides behind a strange mask and a suit of impenetrable blue chain armor, flexible as silk, but stronger than steel. Today's transcribed episode of the Fox feature, The Blue Beetle, is entitled The Jewel Mystery of Channel Island. Channel Island lies about 12 miles off the coast, near the sea lanes of transatlantic shipping. Swept by cool ocean breezes, but difficult of access due to its rocky shores, it is a favorite resort of the wealthy, whose yachts dot the surface of the island's almost completely landlocked harbor. As our story opens today in the office of Police Commissioner Donnelly, Patrolman Dan Garrett, who is really the Blue Beetle, and Mike Manigan are being assigned to special duty by the Commissioner.
There have been a number of mysterious jewel robberies at the Bon Air Hotel on Channel Island, and we've been called in to work on the case. I've selected you two men because I have confidence in you. You work well together.
Thank you, sir. To whom shall we report out there?
You are Mr. Halstead, the new manager of the Bon Air.
This Mr. Halstead, the new manager, do you know anything about him, Commissioner?
Well, according to the owner of the hotel, who incidentally is a friend of mine, he came to him highly recommended by a hotel owner at Virginia Beach.
The Bon Air is a rather exclusive hotel, isn't it?
Yes, it caters to the wealthier class.
Is this the first year jewel robberies have occurred there?
I believe so.
That's significant, if you ask me.
Perhaps. But run down every clue.
We'll do our best, sir.
Yes, I know you will. I feel I'm sending the two best men I have.
Thank you, sir.
Now, any further questions?
Yes, sir. Has any of the loot been recovered?
Well, not so far. An attempt has been made to keep the matter as quiet as possible. But the news has leaked out, and people are already beginning to leave the hotel for other vacation centers.
Well, then we'd better work fast.
That's right. Now, any more questions?
No, sir.
Then you better get going. There are only 2 boats a day. You take the evening boat at 7 o'clock. You'll have to hurry. And remember, I'm depending on you two.
Yes, sir. And thank you, sir. What are you taking with you, Danny, beside your Blue Beetle chain armor and mask and a change of clothes? That portable radio locator and several of those tiny radioactive crystals you discovered. Will that radio locator fit under your arm? Yes, I've tested it already. Well, good luck, Danny. I hope you're successful in apprehending the jewel thief. Thanks, Doc. That must be Manigan calling for me. I said I'd meet him here.
Well, hello, Doc France. Is Sherlock Holmes the Garrett here?
Yes, he's back here, Manigan. Hello, Detective Manigan. Where's your overnight bag?
Well, my suitcase is out in the car.
Now, if you're ready, Mike, we'll start.
Well, what's in your bag, Danny?
Oh, a few simple necessities. Toothbrush, shaving kit, bathing suit, water wings, rubber boots, pajamas, and winter overcoat. No umbrella. I only carry that in the tropics. Come on, Mike, let's go. My nostrils crave the smell of salt sea air.
You say Commissioner Donnelly sent you, Mr.
Garrett. Patrolman Dan Garrett, Mr. Halstead.
Yes, Mr. Garrett.
My partner, Officer Manigan, is having a look around. I expect him any minute.
I see. Well, I don't know whether you'll be able to discover any more than Groggins has or not. Groggins is our house detective. He was with me at Virginia Beach.
Oh.
I'll have you meet him. Miss Tingley, ask Mr. Groggins to step in, please. What's that? Oh, very well. Send him right in. Your partner, Officer Manigan, is here.
That's fine.
You sent for me?
Oh, yes, Groggins. Come in. This is Officer Garrett from the York City Police Force on special assignment to help us catch the jewel thieves.
Oh, city detective, huh?
Well, not exactly. I'm only a patrolman on special assignment by orders of the commissioner.
Oh, sort of a rookie detective.
Well, I never heard it put just that way, but perhaps you're right.
Come in.
Mr. Halstead?
Yes, come in.
Oh, hello, Danny.
Hello, Mike. This is Mr. Halstead, and this is Mr. Groggins, my partner, Officer Manigan.
Oh, hello, Manigan. Another rookie detective?
Won't you sit down, Officer Manigan?
Thanks. Hey, what's that crack about rookie detective?
Mr. Groggins has just coined a new title, Mike. Rookie detective.
Oh, I see. Well, then maybe he's already caught the jewel thieves, and we're just wasting our time.
Groggins.
Yes, sir?
I think you'd better get on the job. The guests will be dancing in the ballroom, and you'll have to keep a sharp lookout on the upper floors. Come in. Well?
Pardon me, sir, but Mrs. Thomas would like to have her jewel case from the safe.
No, just a minute.
She must be getting dolled up for the dance. She'll come down looking like an old-fashioned glass chandelier.
Here you are, boy. And be sure to get a receipt.
Yes, sir. Just a moment. May I see those jewels?
Certainly. Here, I'll open the case for you.
Boy, there's a fortune in diamonds and pearls there.
Yes. Mrs. Thomas is very wealthy.
This necklace I'm holding must be worth a king's ransom.
It's no wonder jewel thieves like this hotel with people wearing stuff like that.
That, Manigan, is not stuff. It's high-class goods. Here you are, Mr. Halstead. Put these back before they stick to my fingers.
Here you are, boy. Take them up to Mrs. Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Now, you'd better go along, Goggins, just to make sure the jewels reach their proper destination.
Okay, I'll take care of them. Well, I'll see you fellas around. Sure thing. We'll be around till the jewel thieves are caught.
By the way, Mr. Halstead, what's outside those windows?
Water. The sea comes right up to the cliff. It's a sheer drop to the water below.
Deep enough for a boat to navigate?
Why, yes. What are you driving at?
Nothing. I'm just wondering how the stolen goods could have reached the mainland. I understand everybody using a regular ferry was searched before going aboard after the previous robberies.
That's right. I wasn't aware, though, that any of the stolen jewelry had been found.
I see. Well, good night, Mr. Halstead. If Manigan and I see any suspicious characters about, we'll let you know.
Do that. I will be extremely grateful. After all, these robberies reflect on me.
Yes, they do, Mr. Halstead. Good night.
Another robbery. That's the third this week.
I'm leaving this hotel first thing in the morning.
This is the last straw. I'm in charge of this place.
Help! I've been robbed. Where's Mr. Halstead? I've been robbed.
Hey, well, what's the trouble, lady?
My jewels have been stolen. Every jewel I own.
Well, now, here's Mr. Halstead.
Oh, Mrs. Thomas,
Thank goodness you're
come into
here.
my office, please. This is terrible, but we'll find them. We'll catch the thieves. Right in here, please.
Oh, thank you.
Saunders. Yes, sir. Tell musicians to continue the dance music just as if nothing had happened. Yes, sir. Now, Mrs. Thomas, just sit down here and tell us all about it. Officer Manigan here is from the York City Police. He's here to help us, too.
That's right.
Now, where's Officer Garrett?
Well, he said he was going for a walk.
Fine time to take a walk.
Oh, Johnny ain't wasting his time. You can be sure of that.
Jewels.
Hey, what's wrong, Mr. Halstead?
Another robbery. Mrs. Thomas here.
Well, I'll be.
Now, just calm yourself, Mrs. Thomas, and tell us all about it.
All right. After I left the ballroom about 15 minutes ago, I retired to my room. I removed my pearl necklace and put it with my other jewels. I undressed and went into the bathroom to take my shower before retiring. When I came back into the room, my jewel case was gone.
This looks to me like an inside job. The Blue Beetle. Yes, the Blue Beetle. Did someone lose this jewel case? Hey, it's that crook you read about in the papers. He's the jewel thief.
Oh, but this jewel case is empty.
Blue Beetle, I'm going to arrest you on suspicion of robbery. Can you prove it? No, but I'll take a chance, just on general principles. Put up your hands, Blue Beetle. Put up your gun, Groggins. Bullets can't penetrate that blue chain armor. Besides, you might hit Mrs. Thomasdale. Here, I'll just slap these handcuffs on him, and Danny and I'll take him back to the mainland in the morning.
But my jewels, where are my jewels?
Your jewels are in this room, madam. In this room?
What?
So you have got them, Blue Beetle? No, but one of you four people has them on his person. That's a lie. Why, you cheap masquerading crook, The fire gone. See where it is, Goggins, and call the fire department. I'll join you in a minute. Okay, Chief, but don't let the Blue Beetle get away. He's the jewel thief. Well, gentlemen, the Blue Beetle has found out what he wanted to know. I'm leaving you now. Watch out, Mannigan. Guard the door. Sorry, gentlemen, but I'm not going that way.
Oh, look! Stop him! He's going to...
Well, I'll be. He jumped out of the window. It's 100-foot drop to the water below. That's the end of the Blue Beetle.
But I still haven't got my jewels.
What will happen to the Blue Beetle? Who has the stolen jewels? How did the Blue Beetle know the jewels were in Halstead's office? These questions will be answered in the next transcribed episode of The Blue Beetle. Is a copyrighted Fox feature appearing in Mystery Men Comics magazine and the Blue Beetle magazine. The Blue Beetle is on the air twice a week on this same station. Consult the broadcast schedule in your local newspapers. And don't forget to listen in to the Blue Beetle. Sweeping down upon the underworld to smash gangland comes the mysterious, all-powerful character who is a problem to the police, but a crusader for law. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone, but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle. As the Blue Beetle, he hides behind a strange mask and a suit of impenetrable blue chain armor, flexible as silk, but stronger than steel. Today's transcribed episode of the Fox feature, The Blue Beetle, is the second part of a story entitled The Jewel Mystery of Channel Island. Several jewel robberies have occurred at the exclusive Bonaire Hotel on Channel Island. So far, neither the robbers nor the jewels have been found. Officer Mannigan and Patrolman Dan Garrett, who is really the Blue Beetle, have been assigned to the case. Shortly after their arrival at the hotel, a Mrs. Thomas, one of the guests, reports the theft of her jewel case containing a fortune in gems. While Mrs. Thomas, Mike Manigan, Groggins the house detective, and Mr. Halstead the hotel manager are discussing the theft, the Blue Beetle appears and announces that the jewels are in that very room. As our story ended, the fire gong in the hotel was ringing. Groggins had dashed out of the room, and the Blue Beetle dived headfirst through the window into the sea 100 feet below. As our story opens today, a heavy thunderstorm is gradually diminishing. A short distance from the Bon Air Hotel, a figure emerges from the water.
Oh, that was a high dive. Lucky I learned to dive and swim well at college. Phew. I wonder what Groggins thought when he found out the fire gong was a false alarm. I wanted to separate him and Halstead to discover which had the jewels. Now I know. Now to get back to the hotel without being seen and rejoin Manigan in my true character of Dan Garrett. Poor Mike. He let the Blue Beetle slip through his fingers again.
Oh, hello, Danny.
Hello, Mike. Eating again?
Say, where have you been?
Down by the waterfront.
I was looking for you. We've had a bit of excitement while you were gone.
Is that so?
Is that so? We've had a robbery, a false fire alarm, and I almost captured the Blue Beetle.
Again?
Yeah, but he slipped out of me fingers and dived to his death, the poor devil, out of Halstead's office window. Right through the window pane he dived. Say, sit down, and I'll have the waiter bring you an order of this chicken.
Oh, that isn't chicken, Mike. That's squab.
Squab, is it? I thought it was a baby chicken.
Oh, that's a young pigeon.
Pigeon? Oh, that's what all them pigeons is for, out back.
Did you say pigeons out back?
Sure, a big roost full of them. Say, do you know something, Danny?
What, Mike?
I've got me suspicions of Halstead.
The manager of this hotel?
Sure. I've been putting two and two together.
And what's the answer?
Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach?
Yes. He came here from a hotel at Virginia Beach.
That's right.
Recommended by the owner of the hotel he used to manage.
Right again.
Well, now, if he could scare people away from this hotel and drop a hint or two about the beauties of Virginia Beach, he might be able to drum up a little trade for his old boss.
Good reasoning, Mike. But what about the stolen jewels?
Oh, he could hide them a while and later return them to the owners. Anonymously.
Anonymously.
Yeah, that's it.
You may be right, Mike. Well, good night. I'll see you in the morning.
You go to bed?
I've got some figuring to do.
Figuring?
Yep. I'm going to put two and two together and see what I get. My radio locator indicates the pearls are not far away. The closer I get to the dovecote, the stronger the signal I get. What's that? Someone coming out of the dovecote, and a dozen, 14, 15, 16, 20 pigeons whirling up into the sky. Now they're heading for the mainland. The radio locator signal is fading. I was right. Those pigeons are carrying the stolen jewels to a hideout on the mainland, and that figure stealing away is...
Good evening, stranger. Beautiful moonlight night after the storm.
Yes, it is. Say, can you row a boat?
I reckon I can. Been pulling an oar nigh on to 60 years.
Row me out to that seaplane in a hurry. I'll give you $5.
Been to a masquerade party at the hotel?
Masquerade?
I see you got on a blue suit and a mask. I kind of thought maybe...
Don't think, man, act. Got to get out that seaplane in a hurry.
Oh, that's Cyrus Worthington's plane.
I don't care whose plane it is. I'm going to borrow it.
Say, if you're drunk, mister, it's joyriding. And if you're sober, it's thievery. I wouldn't do it if I was you, mister. You see, I'm the sheriff.
Well, if you can row faster than I can swim, come and get me. I must be taking the right direction. My radio locator is giving a stronger signal. Lucky I got a chance to handle the Thomas necklace yesterday when Halstead got it out of the safe for Mrs. Thomas. Those radioactive crystals I inserted inside the pearls leave a perfect trail. There are the pigeons silhouetted against the sky. Ah, they're spiraling down to those woods. Now they've disappeared. I'll have to put this plane down in that cove there and trail the pigeons by daylight. By that time, the thief may have arrived to claim the jewels.
Hello?
Hello, Doc. This is Danny.
Oh, hello, Danny. Hello. Where are you?
In a seaplane along the coast somewhere. I'm in the Blue Beetle costume, and I'm talking to you over the Blue Beetle portable wireless telephone.
Are you all right?
Sure. I found the jewels, and I'm waiting for the thief to turn up in the morning.
Oh, where's Manigan?
Still on the island. Now, look. I want you to wire in from me, L. Dan Garrett, to Shadow Duggan. Got that?
Yes, I've got it.
I've got to make Manigan believe I returned to the mainland to follow clues. Understand?
Perfectly, Danny.
Okay, Doc. If this case works out the way I think it will, you and I are going to celebrate with a big mess of squash.
Hey, where's your partner this morning, Manigan?
Oh, he went ashore last night.
Walked out on you, huh?
Oh, not Danny. He's working on a clue.
How did he get to the mainland? Swim? Ain't no boats running.
Danny has ways of getting around. He's a smart lad, that one.
Say, maybe you two ain't cops. Maybe you two are the jewel thieves.
And maybe your grandmother was queen of the Eskimos.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going ashore.
What for?
Why, there's some equipment I want to get.
I'll go with you.
No, you better stay here on guard.
Danny wired me to meet him on the mainland.
Oh, well, okay. Come on, then. We can just make the boat. I've got a hunch we're on the right track.
Me boy, you've said a mouthful.
The chief ought to be here soon.
Yeah.
He sure made a haul this time.
Ought to bring $100,000.
No, not from a fence.
No, we don't need a fence to sell them pearls and diamonds. They ain't mounted as strung on a necklace. You can sell them individual.
Quiet. Somebody's coming.
Hey, Bugsy.
Yeah, it's okay, boss.
How many pigeons arrived?
22.
Good. Did you take the little silk bags off their legs?
Sure, boss, sure. They're all here. And the jewels, too.
Well, I buried the settings back of the dovecote. Let me have the jewels and we'll scram out of here.
Where are we going, boss?
Rio. We're all going to have a long vacation.
But not in Rio.
The Blue Beetle. Yes, the Blue Beetle. Halstead said he was.
Halstead was wrong. As long as there are crooks to be caught, the Blue Beetle will never die.
Oh, no? We'll see if he can stand up against this.
Never phased him. Now, Grogan, see if you can stand up against this. And this.
Now, grab him, boys. Hit him on the head.
Come on, Monkey, let's clear out of here. I ain't fight with those ghost signs.
All right, boys. Raise your hands for the teacher.
The car. Hello, Officer Manigan. Just in time to arrest the jewel thieves of Channel Island.
Well, I'll be. If it ain't the Blue Beetle or his ghost. Well, get your hands up and I'll slip the handcuffs on them.
Sorry, Manigan, but you can't handcuff a ghost. Besides, the Blue Beetle has other work to do. So long, Manigan. I'll be haunting you.
And so Dan Garrett, as the Blue Beetle, exposed a clever scheme and rounded up a gang of crooks, but let his partner Manigan get credit for the job. The moral of this story is, be ever on the alert. Think things through. And when success comes, let your friends share it with you. What new adventures await the Blue Beetle in his crusade against crime? What new problems will he have to solve? These questions will be answered in the next transcribed episode of the Blue Beetle. The Blue Beetle is a copyrighted Fox feature appearing in Mystery Men Comics magazine and the Blue Beetle magazine. The Blue Beetle is on the air twice a week on this same station. Consult the broadcast schedule in your local newspaper. And don't forget to listen in to